One, getting a bit of a late start this morning. I was just busy organizing some things and just kind of time flew by. Today is Friday. That means nothing in particular, really. Um, we are on the PTR today. Decided we would come back to it. I had mentioned that I'd wanted to do that yesterday and had some trouble getting into a few of the houses that I wanted to show off. And that has since been sorted, so I figured we'll be back. You'll notice I'm on the Dominion side. It didn't even occur to me that the ones I was going to look at were on Dominion side, so that might have been part of the problem. But I think also when you do a PTR copy of your existing character onto the PTR realm, you do have to log into the PTR to get the name set up. Even if you want to keep the same name that the character has, you still have to input it. You just have to go through the motions because it's like an automatic renaming thing, even if you're going to keep the same name. So yeah, all that's been sorted, so we do have a few homes that we're going to check out. We're not really previewing any new decor today. It's just an extra chance of seeing some homes that we normally wouldn't see for those of us like myself that have either been too lazy or too preoccupied with other things to get situated on the other region. So I figured I would treat us all to a visit to a couple of NA homes that, those of us on EU just don't happen to see. It could be us as well, or maybe you are on NA, but you just haven't hopped over to Dominion side and you're only on Exile, and this is again another chance of seeing it. Now, uh, we will be going in depth on one of them. I know I say usually the PTR tours are kind of ooh, oh, I don't really go um, in depth on like identifying materials that I've used and that kind of thing. But I was in conversation with one of the builders, and they kind of not insinuated that I have to, but they provided some extra information. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little extra time to go through that with you. It's basically some of the things that they used, why they used them, and things like that. So maybe you guys will find that interesting. Anyway, you can see my plot's pretty empty. I even have the underscore. I do not know what this black block is behind this little bit. I don't know if that's supposed to help. It's like a placeholder for something. I have no idea, but I just noticed this the other day when I was tinkering around on the PTR. So I don't know what the dealio is with that, but yeah, it's just something on the PTR. It doesn't show up on live, so I don't know what's causing that little black square behind there. Anyway, so the first one is one called PTR Brown. I think it's also under Miss Brown, MS Brown. I just run across this morning while I was checking out things to make sure everything was in order. And while there's really not a whole lot to it, I like some of the things that they put together. Folks are always trying to figure out ways to kind of give a different kind of feel or atmosphere to their plots rather than just sticking with the open air. Maybe they surround it with forests, or they put it inside a rock so that it feels like it's inside a cave, or they just kind of block it out with other things. And this one, being called Belly of the Beast, they've decided to just encase it in just a bunch of these open maw decor. And you'll see some of them have like fluids coming out. So you would assume this is supposed to represent like the digestive fluids of the stomach. And it's disturbing on some levels, but interesting in others. I mean, they've taken the time to add in little bits of decor that's kind of, sunken in and generally affected by, I guess, the acid. But they've also got things like this. Here they have the little gas pump. And then they even went through the trouble of building a little car. Now this one reminds me of one I've seen showcased in vids and screenshots elsewhere. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it's still a nifty arrangement of furniture. I mean, there's like the comfortable bed and the generator and the tires and the another type of generator here, the couch, even one of the ships being used as the steering wheel. There's a bench in here as part of that. There's even a little fan. Hey Lyric, good morning. Thanks for joining. Yeah, that's what I mean. A lot of people just want to change it up, make it different from anybody else's. And since most people's will have the sky, they look for ways to kind of encase it and just give it a different feel. And this one's just kind of went a little weird. Now, I don't know what's causing, I noticed when I come over here earlier, look at the balloons. They're just going weird. I don't know if it's supposed to be in reaction to some heavy wind. I noticed that the lamp here that's normally kind of dangly is also being strongly affected. I don't know what sky option that is to make that do that, but it just looks really odd. Like it's magnetic attraction or something. It's just going all over the place and bending funny. But they got like bones and corpses and things of like partially digested stuff. Lots of just little odd and end bits. There's a half-sunken ship with, I mean, they even went through the trouble of adding like little extra cargo and things like that, using drapes as the sail. It's hard to get a good shot there. Even put a door here. Can't really open it though, apparently. Yeah, I can't get within line of sight of it. But it makes it look like, you know, there's a little bit. They went through the trouble of putting in a little steering wheel there. Just little things like that. So, like I said, there's not a lot to this plot, but I don't know, it's some fun ideas. If somebody really wanted to go heavy with this type of theme, this is a good place to get some starter ideas. Hey Soccer, good morning. Glad you could join us. So over here you have little bits of strain things. It looks like, you know, nice and veiny and yucky looking. And then of course, strangely, a little desk with a creepy skull guy using the grasping weeds as hands and things, using a shelf as his pants and legs. It's just kind of wrong, but clever in its own right. Now there is a bunker house. It is empty, but you can see, come here, right about here, you'll get the little door activation pop-up thing. I don't know if the mop and bucket are kind of supposed to be indicative of the location or what, but you pop in, that's where you go. Like I said, it's empty, as far as I could see, but interesting, you know, even if it's covered with some kind of stone, how it's still accessible. You know, usually when you cover it with something, that makes it kind of hidden and people can't get to it. But I think it depends on the kind of materials you use. The tiered stones, the gray and the sandstone, I think all of those allow you to click right through them. I'm not sure what they're using here. It looks almost like one of the meteors, but I really don't know what they're And of course in here is just the fab kit. I don't know the name of it offhand. It's one of those training ones. But yeah, just an interesting idea with some nifty little bits. You know, who wouldn't love a little car like that? Looks like, what is it, Cruella de Vil's car? That's what it reminds me of. But that's a lot of moths there, tons of them, to get that whole little effect. Okay, now the prize plot that we'll be visiting today is one that you probably recognize from forum posts, and I believe Niliana, her group with the housing cupcake tours that they've been doing, also toured the place. I'm going to get this so wrong with spelling. There we go. But, you know, if I get the chance to see some of this stuff up close, I'm going to seize the chance. So this is The Ill-Fated Elysium by Adelon Zephyrhawk. And they went through the trouble of actually kind of writing up some points of interest for the tour. So I'm going to try and go over them in order that they post them. They even went through the trouble of giving like the names of each individual room so I could better identify it. So like this is the airlock, I guess, kind of thing that we're standing in here at the entrance. And then we go into the ductwork, I guess. So you have all of these little bits in the corridor. There's like metal grate shelves and the Marauder net shelves and the Redmond vents and things like that. They did say that for this first corridor, it's sideways flush-o-matics, and that's what's giving this little embery, fiery effect. It's just a bunch of those toilets they've put in to give that nice glowy bit. Same way that we saw in that one oven kind of thing, I think. That I thought might have been something else, and somebody goes, "No, I think it's the toilet," and it's like, "Yeah, that's the toilet." See, this one just ends in a little yeah, it's like hard to they tried to like explain all this, but it's like, in what order are they putting this? It says the flames in the hallways are upside down bubbling skeet cauldrons combined with upside down marauder grills. Only combined can you get both the sound you want and the fire effect. And the shooting flames that you come across from time to time are Draken braziers. So yeah. It's a pretty effect. It's kind of hard to. I mean, it looks like it's possibly like the lightning blast that's going on here, and I guess the flames would be one of the braziers that they're talking about. A lot of trouble that they went through. It looks like, I guess these are sparking wires, giant sparking wires. I guess that's what those are. Closer I look at it. So I guess not the lightning. Let's see, this one, well, that's a giant metal suitcase there. These bits here, kind of hard to see. but these appear to be the legs of the metal tables that they've used for some of this. Like we're looking at the bottom of the table for these hallways here. I think that's what they say, even, that the metal ducts are made of the underside of 4 metal tables set at 90-degree angles and aligned. And elsewhere it's alternated segments of 90 and 45. They're one of those builders that really gets into degrees and very specific angles and things. There's another hallway, just more sparking wires. You can see faux doors and areas that you would assume that are like maybe sleeping quarters and stuff like that. So these flames and the sound that you hear is probably the combination of the bubbling skeech cauldrons and the marauder grills. Grill for the sound and the cauldrons for the bubbling sound. And of course the flamies. If you're wondering what this little red grid is, that's just the Dominion scanner being inset in there. So let's see, where are we? I guess this is the economy hallway, and that would be the wrecked economy hallway where it's messed up. This is, I guess, the individual rooms, and they're just using the reinforced dividers or whatever, pressure dividers, maybe that's the name of them, as the doorways. Excuse me. Using exile walls for most of the building structure. You can see some pillars lining across the top, and then looks like those metal plates for the ceiling. Some of the, I guess maybe the brass lamp or something. That's where you get the little dangly lamp bit there. Frozen lakes for the spillage here. And that poor guy, he didn't make it, I guess. Kind of a little disturbing. But it's effective. I mean, it's supposed to be, you know, there's been some kind of an accident here. At least they didn't use anything red to make some goriness. It's just some blue, I don't know, frozen, you know, water dripping kind of stuff. They even have this lamp hanging lower as if it's come off the ceiling. Let's see, where are we now? Just some extra info that the only fab kits they used on this particular plot is the crashed ship and the storage unit. They said I would have gladly used the generator fab kit and the medical fab kit, but one reason or another I couldn't build around them, so I scrapped those early on. So some of this wreckage and fire that you might see could very well be coming from the crashed ship fab kit. The storage unit, of course, is for the bank purposes. Again, you can hear the bubbling cauldron and, of course, the crackling fire. Got various beams and wires hanging, even some stones and stuff. Looks like giant tree, like logs. It's probably one of the fire pits or something. Okay, where are we at here? If you see me looking over, I'm reading their little message where they got it all written down, hoping that I get it all right. This has to be, not sure about that, where we are here. So here's like, I guess we're still in the economy. This, I guess, is one of the rooms that kind of made it through not really damaged up, but the one right next to it is pretty messed up. Somebody's room has been destroyed. So then we go into here. So we have sparking wires, lots of those for all those little effects. Some more flames, and of course the hanging wires follow that. And then you see in these tunnels here, lots of Cassian curved walls. Some use of the hover part pieces to get those joints to match a little better. Over here we have another destroyed bit. You see someone, I guess, caught in the mess. Hooked on with some chains and things. That's a little bad. Looks like a bit of a meteor as well, kind of blocking off most of that. Some kind of tank. And lots of sparking wire usage for, those are really good items for effects, as if you wanted to make something look like it's broken down. Let's see. And it's hard to follow. I don't know if they did this in a particular order. I think I'm walking through. The floors are made of the backs of travel posters blown up real big. So that would be this bit here. Makes it look like a nice metal. So that's travel poster parts. The reflection kind of just detracts from the realism, but it might be useful for someone wanting to use this plot and make something that reflects the moving sky. It doesn't seem to bother me too much, but I can understand if, they're really big on aesthetics and everything, so something like even the smallest little detail like that could probably throw them off a bit. Okay. I'm glad this is like not too much of a maze. I would be so lost in here. They talk about the hull outside the ship, and many of the major structures inside are primarily made from wardrobes, conference tables, and bookshelves, with Dominion tech banners and Cassian sconces for a bit of flair. The exception being the wings, which are Dominion engines, the really cheap rep reward, not the architect schematic. Just some extra information. They were very nice about adding in all that extra bit for those curious about what they use. There's one of those holographic boss things. Little corpse there, even a little PTR guy. I guess he's seen better days. Again, these little closed off doors, it's just the red moon vent that's being used. Okay, so I think we found what they're calling the secret hydroponics, which I guess is like a different way of growing plants. So this would be this little area. Trying to get a good shot of these. Yeah, you can see the water traveling through. So they got a variety of plants, and again, they've chosen this. I guess whatever sky they're using really gives some wind effect to everything they've got it here. So it's just blowing all over the place. I imagine that helps with giving the illusion that there's flames and explosions and stuff going on. I got water over here as well, just using a variety of plants from the far side space wheat to things that's more deserty, like the thorny pods and octoweeds and things like that. Notice they're combining the trellises, the small one and the other one, to make it look like it's got the fruit on the main one. think they did the same thing I did with the windmill. They've got it like it's some kind of a exhaust or ventilation, and it sounds like they've got the drag wind well or whatever it's called, making that squeaky noise just to kind of add some sound to it. The pool lamp above, mostly just pillars, cassian pillars, and then the exile floors for the main construction of these little flower bed type of things. Lots of overgrowth. Let's see, I don't want to... Okay, let's go look at this real quick. It looks like metal planks, that granite faux hatch that we get. And I guess these flames here, the ones that are really lapping out, would be the ones, yeah, the shooting flames they call it. That would be from the Drake and Brazier. How they're getting that effect. Let me see. Hydroponic hatchway. Okay. We'll go into the next room here. Again, just the granite hatch. It doesn't actually open. I think a lot of people were disappointed in that when we discovered it wasn't actually functionable. Or functional. Functional. Don't listen to how I talk. This looks like the fire pit. Just oversized and give you that nice flamey effect. Okay, this one too. This is another shot. I think it's the more forward shot of the one we saw from the side. It's nice that they, you know, kind of make it look like it's all interconnected, but they've blocked off certain bits that have been damaged. It also helps guide me through this place. So here they kind of make it look like this hatch has, I guess, been opened to kind of let you through. So let's see, where are we? I guess this would be the cargo bay. So we have like lots of storage. Kind of peeking around all of this bit. Lots and lots of airtight containers. That's what all this is. And of course we have this little, I'm just walking all over him. Poor guy. He's had better days. This little fella, I guess he was in the process of maybe trying to take some of the goodies with him and met his fate. This would be one of the fab kits, easily identifiable as the storage one for the bank access, aptly placed in the cargo hold. So yeah, there is that. And then this is the fab kit for the, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the one that has the matriarch and the little kittens for the Pumera. You get as if they're just kind of found themselves a place here and decided to claim it. And Mama says, hey, we're just gonna rest up right here. Lots of Chua tanks, some cryopods. Doesn't look like anybody survived in there, sadly. It's stuck in that thing. More flames. Thankfully they got glass there, otherwise I'd probably be jumping in that. explore the way out. Here we go. So now we're on the upper floor, which, as I understand it, the upper floor is, yeah, you got the cargo bay access going upstairs to the highborn area. So we're starting to come into, you know, I guess it's like the lower classes in the lower region of it, and now we're in the upper areas. So it's going to look a little bit, I guess, nicer. Here we have some little bunkers, all with just little cots and things. This place has seen better days as well. Kind of peek through there. Can't go in it though. Here's whoops. I think this is the crashed ship fab kit. That's what they call it. Yeah, the crashed ship. No, even though this one shows it as a level 50, that's kind of a cheater way. When you're on the PTR, you can just automatically boost to level 50, and that's what I did. I just kind of snuck. Just be fair warned, if you go onto the PTR and you create a new character and you bump them to 50, you're going to be just swamped with, you know, achievements and bags of stuff. You get all your like path rewards and everything. It's just bizarre. I just did it just so that I was certain I had access to housing. So this is the crash ship fab kit, and they've just built around it to, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be in here. I might have gone off the trail. Yeah, so you got like burning ships, and oh, I don't want to look out there. That'll make me sick for sure. The sky choice that they've got there. No. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything on this particular level, so first we're going to look through here. Here again, this little glimpse outside. Again, I'm trying to avoid looking on the outside. It's probably like a little hatch where, you know, ships would come in, and that's where they get fueled and all that kind of stuff. So let's see. Access to the highborn area, touring gallery, Eldon gallery with highborn rooms. So I guess I need to go through that little. Again, that's still the Red Moon vent. Notice these are all those metal tables just being used. You can see it here a little better, but it's one of those flat metal tables. They're just using that for some of the outline of the wall. And of course that's mostly fab kit. They might have added a few things themselves, but the wall generator, the mounted generator, ugh, I'm gonna look outside. I swear, I will get literally motion sick just looking at that, so I'm trying to not think about it, because that's really bleh. Again, I think these are those metal tables that they said they put them at different angles to make these this hallway here. Just various angles to get all this different kind of shaping and stuff. Can't imagine the pain they went through to get all that. I think I'm getting lost now. Okay. There's a little bit of a fire bit. I think it's a peek outside. Don't want to look. Ugh. Just thinking about it is making my stomach turn. Ugh. It's like I think that's the falling into the sun one, but it's one similar, and that just does not work for me at all. But yeah, these are all just metal tables that they've used, and of course the pathway is hover park pieces, the flat floors. So this is, I guess, part of the highborn area. Got a nice big faux door here using the pressure dividers. A little bit of Draken walls there, and lots of different uses of the tables and those Redmond vents to make all sorts of different things. Excuse me. Portable planters and that new alarm, the red alarm. I actually got a hold of a couple of those while they were still kind of cheap, but come on, get up there. So this, I assume, is the Eldon Gallery with highborn rooms. So you can see there's a bit of damage going on behind there, lots of flames and stuff. A lot of the taurine bits. This floor here is one of the ProtoStar, like solar panels or something. The stairs and the flooring is just those posters again. They've just sized them down so that they come into the stairs and then you get right into it. The big giant ones for the floor. Benches, little touches of boring going there. You can get what from the rep vendor? I just keep blabbing on so I get lost in the conversation there. The little canopies just shrunken down. I forget what they're called. I have a huge one on my Valentine's plot that you can actually walk up. They've shrunk them down here. Ornate pillars for these little bits here. And I guess these would be some of the taurine. I don't know if it's the taurine shrine thing or that one is, what is it? Something to do with weaponry, like the, what's it called? Something that you find at the blacksmith. Oh, those alarm things. Is that what that's from? Mulgrave? I thought those were a drop. Well, that's good to know. What is that? Not a furnace, not a thing that the blacksmith would use. I can't even think. A forge? Is it a forge? Taurine forge or something? That's what that looks like to me. And of course, you've got several of the taurine like swords and artifacts. If you're wondering what the bluish little sparkles are, I think that's from the buoyant blue crystal that you see every now and then coming little sparklies. I like how they've got this one all nice and neat, and then you see how this one's kind of crashed over. Okay, so let's take a look here. Very bright. Yes, this is a combination of Eldon stuff here as well. Faux cabinets, so that makes it look like there's like locked away treasures and things like that. Orange cylinders or curved walls, and then Cassian ones too. The big platform this is on is, I want to say it's the technophage platform. That's one of those items that you can get from the repeatable quest in the Defile. Forge, yes, thank you, Lyric. I appreciate it. Look at the design though. Using all these statues and just got it kind of stuck in there. It's a pretty design. Get my head out of the way. Interesting. I like how they're using different cabinets and two tanks and things as doors. Because remember, this is supposed to be the highborn area, so their doors and stuff would be a little fancier. These big pillars and stuff is just a combination of uh, Draken pillars and Draken arches. Looks like maybe 4 pillars, and then the arches are just kind of sandwiched in to make it really beef it up a little bit. A nice effect. Look, you can see some big shot. It's hard because my angle is a little off. Look at that little design there. I don't know what that is. Looks like leaf windows, like 3 or 4 of them just kind of overlapping each other and give that strange little design. Same way here, it looks like some Osun bits there for that design. Leaf windows there as well. So it just kind of repeats that nifty, thing. Of course, that's the Dominion emblem coming in. It's a little hard to see those bits from this way because it's so bright here. They've got that blocked off with the window. That's those Osun bits. That's a little weird with the one on the ceiling. Okay, so which way do I go? Left or right? I hope it doesn't matter. Lots of Draken pillars, for all of that bit up there. And then I guess it's the Cassian walls decoration. Looks like the Technophage tube, more of the Protostar. I want to say it's like the solar panel, but I don't really know if that's what that is. Porthole windows, Cassian pillars here. This is the colorful orange window in the middle. What they're using to overlap that, I'm not sure what all that is, but it's a really nice design. Looks like weird little pipes and bits, but I have no idea what that is. Here's a little bar they've got set up, even with the little grill thing. Ugh, I don't want to look outside. You guys can look, I won't look. It's just a giant portable planter with hugels and nice exonite tree. This is where those Dominion banners come in. Here is the supposed to look like water going all around here, and that's the I assume just because of the shape of it is the blue light lounge table, the rectangle one that you can get from the vendor there, I guess in Farside now, along with the little stepping stones that you get from Starcon Basin. I'm not sure what they're using for this. Looks like the coiled wire, and then you're able to go right straight through it since it's so big. That's what it kind of looks like. but I'm not sure. The extra long table is just a bunch of the Heart Collection coffee tables lined up together. This here, this big long part, it appears to be just a giant bench with a metal table and then a window to represent a door, and then you got the porthole window up there. Here's a little DJ. Looks like one of the Shades Eve wreaths for the little decoration in the back, in combo with one of those, I guess it's possibly the Osun drum. I think it gives that repetitive little, like it's beating thing. It's either Osun or what is it, Falcon? Maybe Falcon or Pell. Pell might be it. I know there's a couple of different drums, but I can't remember which ones exactly. I think they both have that little rhythmic full scene blue. Again, the wind in this particular, for this sky option, is really noticeable. Anything that's affected by that is really going nuts. So again, it's the bench lining the wall here. The chandelier, look at that. The drake and hanging lamps looks like a falcon, the brazier, and not sure what the base of it is. It looks like the bottoms of the drake and wardrobe, the one that has like the spears sticking out the sides and the top, and they've just sunk it in, and you just see the bottoms of it. A really nice chandelier. So I guess that was like the little eating dining hall club area. Don't want to look outside. I don't know what that big red bit is. I want to say it's something from Winterfest, but I don't know. Again, I'm trying not to look outside the window. That's awful. Here's like some of the vendors. That's a giant Dominion conference table for the wall here to give that marbly look. And then they've just tacked on a bunch of porthole windows. This place is gonna make me so sick. This vendor's seen better days. Poor Orin. Just went poofy. I think I found the outside here. I'm trying not to. I don't want to look at the moving sky. So for the pools up here, they've got the water troughs, it looks like, and then they've just added some winding rivers to give that effect of the water there. Let me see what else they say. If you turn on the engines in the middle of engineering, they line up with the columns and spin around. The ship is haunted with ghosts, cursed by its taurine relic display, booby-trapped by its Elden ruin displays and structures, doomed from cut corners in engineering, a raging inferno throughout the rest of the ship. And then there's that whole crashing into the sun. It's the bad luck Brian of ships, whatever that means. The aft bay, the bunker, has a breach in the space-time continuum, and although the survivors you came to rescue are in the next room, the trap you fall into is really the end. There's no way to save them or yourself, so look at what you want to do before you fall in. Okay, so there's apparently a bunker house that I'm going to have to get into here eventually. Giant banner, lots of chains. Oh, gosh. I'm doing my best to ignore the sky, but I, want to be fair and give some nice shots of the the exterior of this thing. Ugh, really bad. I don't want to look. It's like when I'm in a car, I have to be in the front seat. If I'm in the back seat, I'm done for because that's just not my thing. This is a little weird. A couple of signs with the octopus bit on there. Not sure what that's supposed to represent. I'm so afraid of finding something. I don't want to see it. Again, most of it is like Dominion bits, some Elden, like the shrines and stuff. You see a little bit of other kinds of building materials like the Draken floors, like some eggs, Orin floors as well. Ugh. Looks like we can go down here, but I'm going to go around this way first since we came up on the one side. Don't want to miss anything. So bad I can't look. Ugh. Just want to make sure we see it all before we go into a different area. Ugh, that's awful. So this is the other side. It looks like, I guess there's been a bit of a breach, so it's icing over, I would guess, even though there's some flames there. And then another plant to kind of mirror the bit that they got here. Again, I don't know what they're using for the trim here. It looks like table parts, but it's curved, so I really don't know what that is. Looks nice though. I guess it's the bottoms of, if I look at it a little more, it's like you see the tops of the tables here, the blue light lounge tables, and then this looks like the bottom of the top. So these are probably the legs. The bottom, I don't know how to say it. It's sandwiching of the feet of the table. And that's what's giving this layered little curvy bit. I'd have to show you just a single table so you can see what I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Or, you know, the top and the bottom. It's a really nice little design. Folks have fun with that layering stuff. Let's see. Making sure, seen it all. Yeah, you can't go down the stairs here because they've got some more damage going on. Lots of flames and wires and things. Okay. Maybe those are suitcases there too. I'm just guessing. A couple more bars. Okay, I think the only other thing on this particular floor we haven't explored is this room here. Yes, this would be the bridge. I am going to avoid looking on the outside there. This looks like one of the, I don't think it's the keyhole window, it's one of the windows. It's the one that's got the black bit on it. And it looks like something from Agrabah or something. And then of course you have the, well, it says on there, the initialization core Y83 portal. It looks like a ergonomous keyboard. This is one of those captain's chair, I think. I'm not sure what's being used for the green bit there. It could be an enlarged magnetized container of some sort. That's one of the Ichthian, I think it's the oh, what is that thing called? Microscope? Because this looks familiar. Again, I'm gonna turn the camera so you can see out, but I'm not gonna look because I don't want to get sick. Of course, this is the Exile tactical table. Lots of different little Eldon panels and the display monitors, the bridge monitors all lining there. I don't know what they're using for. It could be the Eldon relic hologram thing that has that little bit on the bottom. For that, it could be an engine part just giving off that bit. A variety of things. Okay, so I guess it's safe to go up and then go down that little tube. Let's see, how do I go up again? I figured out. Forgotten how I got up the first time. Hold on. Is it here? Don't look outside, don't look outside. You know, I have my limits. Jumping puzzles and mazes and plots that have motion sickness stuff, those are no-nos for me. Okay, so it's telling us to go down. So let's see what trouble we get into here. Ugh. Okay, just double checking that I can't go any other way. Guess for force. If you're wondering what these are, those are giant med kits in the walls there. Gives that red light, and then they've got the red moon vent on top of it. This just looks like part of a Cassian curved wall, and then we're in like a little tubelet of hover park pieces. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh boy, that wasn't fun. So a lot of Chua tubes and curves here. Let's see, where are we? Oh, there's a little lot plushie there. Little trophy. Giant Draken floor for the ceiling there. So somebody's bedroom or something, because it looks like a dresser, you know, the Dominion wardrobe and the Chua chairs and things all destroyed there. This one's just been filled in with rubble. Where it came from, so this is where we have to go. You're wondering what the chains and wires are? Those are from the, I think it's the pool table light. I think that's the one that has it. Could be one of the other spotlights, but the blue wire, I think that's the pool table light. Okay, so now we have the metal grate shelves for this bit. More of those tables, you know, they said that they use the tables extensively for these tunnels. What angles is specifically, I mean, they mention specific angles, but it's like good luck in trying to figure out where each one is. That's what those are. It's like just a combination of tables. It's a really pretty design though. Okay, so I have to go this way. Okay, so this must be the engine room, I guess. Some big engines. There's that Eldon holographic relic thing. Lots of little engine bits. I think some of these are from the WildStar collection. I call it the vacuum. It's got those little sucker things that come down and like sucker it up. Let's see, move down the path. That's just, well, that's a Marauder display, and this is the fire extinguisher thing. These are like the watering bots, like the one that you have in the garden. This is the drag windwell. You hear the squeaking noise. The purple effect is from the, I think it's the Technophage discharger. I'm not sure what the name of that is. This thing, I don't know what this, I want to say it's like the captain's chair, but I can't say for sure. There's a lot of little doodads here. There's the Technophage Hollow Station. There's the Exile tactical tables, some Eldon displays, control bars, the wall display monitor thingy, the ergonomics keyboard there. It's a lot of little doodads. There's even the tablet computer, and then they've got like the, it looks like the, oh, what's that thing called? The datascape window. You can see it's here, and then part of it is also showing on the tablet computer, which is kind of nifty. Hi, Miyoki. Welcome to the show. Let's see, I don't want to go far just yet. These bits, I think those are generators. So if I turn them on, it lets me. There we go. That's pretty nifty. I think that's oh, what is it? I don't know if it's Technophage or just it's one of the funny field pillars. It's one of those that if you enlarge it really big, you can actually kind of step off into that red goop. There's a green version as well. This is more of that Technophage stuff. It's I say this one here, it looks like the gas fuel pump to me. But lots of different little doodads, but they kind of got it mirrored on either side. I don't know if the little honeycomb grid is from the, it's not moving, so I don't think it's from the hover cot thing, hammock, hovering hammock. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, it's one of those. All of that Technophage stuff comes from that daily. I used to do that daily every day, but I keep forgetting. These bits with the electricity tubes, I think that's from the body scanner, and it's just oversized, which is why you can kind of go off in it. I think that's what that's from. And this, of course, is one of those Ichthian, I don't know the name offhand, but it's got all the little, it's got like a little control board underneath here, and then of course it's got these little skeleton, fishy skeleton stuff, like the Ichthian incubator or some kind of tube thing. Okay, so this one, I guess is another part of the engine room. Like a giant Marauder Green Lantern, and apparently they have a water leakage or something, so lots of water in there. Let's see. Trying to see where we are on the list of engineering bay, water supply room. Okay, that's the water supply room, and that's the one that's flooded. Then we go into med bay access, which would be here. You can see there's some damage on the other side of this door, but this leads us to the med bay, which they clearly indicate with the little medical kits. Can't go up the stairway, it's been damaged. Can't go this way because we've had some strain invasion, which looks pretty nasty. Like it's like files of, I don't know, maybe antidote or something that they've spilled all over the place. And then let's see, where do we go? Med bay, hatchways leading to the aft bay, which is the bunker. That's a dead end, dead end. Leading to the bunker. So here you see some more damaged area, and then we go inside. Again, it looks like oversized posters for the flooring and for the stairs. Monitor and ergonomics keyboard combined to make that little doodad. This reminds me of the Chua heat rod stove or oven. This gives you a good shot of, it's like they're like floating in space. They've lost their gravity, so there's like people and objects and just things kind of out. It reminds me of the ship hand is that where you float around with a little bot and you bump into stuff? That's the one it reminds me of. Yeah, soccer, exactly. They have so much detail, and when I try to put in like a lot of detail, I run out, and I don't know how they do that. I assume they're at their cap with this, because I mean, there's just tons going on, but I don't know. I guess they kind of bypass some of that, having oversized items as a lot of their wall features and stuff, like the benches and the posters and tables and stuff is like a single table is like a whole wall kind of thing, for a whole corridor, you know, as opposed to where we use like multiple 2x4s or multiple floors and walls to make a single room, you know. Maybe that's where they can kind of cut around it, but still, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, look at all the posters they used for the stairs, and just, I don't know. We just must not use our decor limits economically as some of the others do. It's a really nifty idea, though. That's the exile notice board sunk in there. There's another good shot of the anti-gravity, I guess. Oh, there's a carrot plushie floating around there. It's a mini-me. All kinds of, I think those are the barrel full of danger. There's a lamppost, Cassian style. There's an Ichthian landing pad. Looks like a vent plushie. There's all sorts of little things in there. Again, the shooting flames, they said came from the Drake and Brazier, I believe. Yeah. It says the bunker is just the aft bay area seen from the observation deck. Survivors trying to break through the door separating you from them, and then the trap where the ship captures you. So we're almost there, I guess. This is another, probably the brazier or something, making that crackly bit. Notice they've got both, it looks like metal planks, and then they've got the windmill attachment there to make it look like a little bit of an exhaust. And you have all these little cryopods where people would have been. Here's another shot of that interior. So you can see the survivors. They're trying to escape, but there's no way to get to them. That's a digital marauder net thing, netting, I think. We're coming for you, and then I guess there's a place you don't really want to go in. It says down there the end. How promising is that? It says the end, and then Dead by Dawn. A little creepy, isn't it? Trying to get a good view here. Hard to see because my little self doesn't want to stay up. So there's your creepy Phineas. All his skeletons and stuff. A lot of Shades Eve decor. Some of the urns and hanging lights and things. The skulls. It's just wrong. So wrong on so many levels. And I guess that's the end of it. The whole dealio. But yeah, I don't know where my decor goes in comparison to these. I mean, look, think about how many hallways they did with all those tables. There has to be, you know, hundreds of tables used. Yeah. Well, it's an interesting way of using off-season decor for just a regular everyday build. Not that this is an everyday build, but you know what I'm saying, that you don't have to keep those just for that particular holiday. You can kind of spread the love in various ways. So that is the Ill-Fated Elysium by Adelon Zephyrhawk. Now we are going to visit another one of theirs, and this is a major work in progress. But they were more than happy to share a bit about it. It's called the Berry Center Gardens, and it is owned by Doomsday Clockwork. Again, they've shown some of the screenshots in the forums, but they did invite us to come take a look. Like I said, the name of this plot is the Berry Center Gardens, and it's owned by Doomsday Clockwork. Now, this is on the PTR, but it is an actual plot that's in progress on Entity side, Entity Realm Dominion side. It's by the same name and everything. So if you're on Entity, you know, NA, you can check it out if you're on Dominion. They just allowed us to come in here because they realize that some of us EUers don't venture over on into NA side like myself. So this is our opportunity. That's one of the fun things about the PTR. It's an opportunity for opposing regions to be able to visit each other's homes without any kind of boundary kind of thing. I think a lot of people would love it if we could do that all the time, but PTR is a good opportunity for that. So we just get out of the entrance here. But they said basically it's a chrysanthemum under glass which is covering the bunker. They haven't figured out how you might gain access to the bunker yet, if ever. This plot is almost entirely one room for most of that total 2,500 decor. So they're still under the 1K decor at this point, but you'll see what the problem is. They're probably going to hit their cap well before they finish their idea. There's just the way that they've built it, you can tell that they're going to really be hurting themselves on detail and everything. But this is what they have so far. Just look at that. It's just nuts. Look at the design on the floor. A lot of curved walls for these bits here. It's either domes or cylinders for the bits going this way. They've just sized them, you know, incrementally smaller as it goes inward. These bits here are foreign leaf windows. Then you've got varied, it's either cylinder or dome ends for these bits here. Look at that though. Look at all those windows. And see, you can see there's the door, the hatch there. I fell right into the middle, didn't I? And that's the snow flowers in the center. So it's supposed to be a giant flower, a chrysanthemum, in this strange little room. I don't think they've actually done anything in the hatch house, but we can zip in. Just the look. I don't know what they planned. Maybe it would be some kind of bar or something. I don't know. Okay, get out of this flower. This part here, this little pointy part, that is, I think it's one of the edge pieces, just for the hover part pieces, and they just replicated it 4 times. I use it sometimes for tables, and I use it in the mausoleum thing in my Shades Eve plot inside. I don't know what it's called. Not the mausoleum. It's got another name. The catacombs or something. I used that for the archways. Worked out really nice. You can see they're in the process of, whoops, I keep falling in there, that they're in the process of encircling this in a cylinder of glass. Now, when I did the glass dome on my plaza, I used probably like the totally wrong technique to do it. A lot of it I started off freehand. And I built like a section of glass, and then I replicated that to make another kind of section of glass, and then I just repeated that all around to get the dome. And while it looks nice and everything for my plot and stuff, there's really no smart technique to it. But Katia showed Adelon how to more easily use her add-on to quickly build a cylinder of glass, and then how to translate that into building a nice glass dome. Now, I asked her to kind of explain to me how her add-on works and what steps to go through to do that, so that I could explain it to you guys. And I'm going to be working on setting up a demo for that next week. So if you're interested in learning how to do a really smooth, nice glass cylinder like this, or the glass domes, be sure and be on the lookout for one of my streams next week. I don't know what day it'll be. It could be as early as Monday. It really depends on how well I can get everything lined up, because like I said, I didn't use this technique. Even Adelon assumed that I had, which I hadn't. So it's just one of those things that I did it on my own before I really kind of knew what all was possible with her add-on. And while I was using the copy and clone feature pretty good, I wasn't using some of the other stuff in combination. So the method I did for my dome is completely different than the one that she explained. So I would prefer to teach you how to do it her way, because it's obviously going to be a lot more accurate and quicker. So I made sure to kind of ask her about that. She was nice enough to give me a quick demo. I took lots of screenshots and notes and things, so I will try and have that lined up for you guys next week sometime. This part up here, I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's like a kind of reminiscent of like a giant sun, I think is what it is, and like these little planets are kind of like, you know, for the purposes of, you know, imagination, I think they would be rotating around it. Same way with these little ones here, orbiting around the sun. The sun itself is made up of quite a few of the habanero, infused habanero blooms. You get those straight off of the vendor. And it's just, you're seeing the roots, and then the bulb is on the inside of this ball, and they've just got tons of those stuck in there. I'm trying to see if there's a way to get over to that. We can better see. But the animation on the infused habanero blooms really kind of, it's kind of hard to see from a distance, but you can see how it's kind of pulsating a little bit with all of that bits. A really fun effect. Whoops, I'm just going to end up killing myself falling on these things. It's really pretty, but it's item intensive. Obviously, there's like tons of those habanero blooms there. Go around on this side here. Here we are. This is like an observation deck kind of thing where you can, like I said, they're in the process of building this a little better. You can see, look at those. There's just tons of those things. And then this bit is, I think it's the new Taurine dais or platform thing. Kind of got like steps and then that little green bit in the bottom, and they've just used that as a little popper for that. Basis, yeah. I've seen a few actually use these enlarged and make like water features out of them. So they're really pretty nifty items. I don't remember exactly when they got added, but that animation is pretty amazing. But yeah, they're right there on the housing vendor. A lot of people were kind of not aware of them for a while. Yeah, shrine platform, that's what it is. Thanks, Soccer. But yeah, you can see it's item intensive while they're still under the 1K, I think is what they said. Yeah, still under 1K. At this point, this is just one room of this place, and they're already, whoops, fell right through, at 1K. So that just gives you an idea of if you go through this custom stuff and you really want to make some nice designs and things, you're going to pay for it. As far as decor count goes, it's not forgiving in that respect. Let me go back up to the top again. Even the top, again, it's cylinders, and it mirrors kind of what they did on the bottom, except the bottom they've just added in all these other extra bits to really kind of play with the designs. I'm not going to go all the way out. I'd like to stay up. But let me just repeat again, if you're interested in learning how to do these nice cylinders of glass and thereby learn how to do the glass domes, be sure to check in next week with us, because I will be attempting a demonstration of how to do that really quick using Katya's add-on. Oof, gosh, they pick some awful skies for these things. Make me dizzy. But yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. I don't know what all they're going to be going with it, what it's going to lead to, how it's going to look in the end, but certainly a pretty astounding construction, just even as it is. So that's Berry Center Gardens from Doomsday Clockwork, aka Adelon. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed these sneak peeks at some of the homes that we don't normally get to see. You know, while some of the EU players have taken to hopping over onto NA, I have a few guildies that do that pretty regular, in fact. For those of us like myself, it's, like I said, either too lazy or too preoccupied to really do that, and didn't take advantage of the Humble Bundle to do that as well. This is, you know, one of the rare opportunities that we can kind of check out those homes that get put onto the PTR and just see some of the things that they put together. Well, you know, EU has its own share of awesome builders. I think it's fair to say that NA has a considerably larger pool of builders to draw inspiration from. So if you do decide to hop on to NA, definitely you won't be disappointed. There are a lot of extraordinary builders on that side of the pond as well. So yeah, that's it for today. Again, I hope you guys had fun, enjoyed it. I appreciate you joining me. I don't think there was anything else that Adelon had on there. Just gonna check real quick. Lastly, in the trap, the eyeball has a skull in it with little skulls in the eyeballs. I don't think we actually checked that out. And I'm not gonna dizzy myself all the way back through there, but sorry, Adelon, I didn't notice that part either. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Again, I will be trying to do a demo for the glass cylinders domes next week. Hopefully Monday, fingers crossed, that I'll be prepared for that. I'm going to do some practicing on explaining it, you know, doing like a little bit of a walkthrough this weekend, just so that I'm a little bit better prepared than I was the last time we tried to do a demo. But speaking of that demo, the one for the interactables, there is a new update on Katya's KBT add-on that fixes, or mostly fixes, that little twitchiness where it kind of repeats itself. It goes into a loop of the animation or whatever. So if you haven't downloaded that yet and you've been tinkering with the interactables, be sure and set yourself up with the latest version, because that should fix any kind of awkwardness or bugginess that it might have. She did say that she's working on implementing more flexibility and interaction with it. I know there's been a lot of requests that she somehow implement like timers so that you can kind of have a sequence of events and that kind of thing. There's been a few that's asked for her to actually set up some kind of animation thing, kind of like one of the add-ons we saw in the past, where you could actually have something move somewhat smoothly across. I mean, there's going to be delay, so it's going to kind of be like, you know, all the way across, but She says that's not really in the works now. She's wanting to get some of this other stuff ironed out first. But yeah, so be sure and download the latest on that if you have her add-on set up. Um, and well, thanks, sis. I appreciate it. I hope, folks enjoy this show. And if they do, be sure and spread the word because, that's what I do these broadcasts for, is to share these little tips and tricks. And when I go through my tours, usually I'm like trying to identify items because a lot of times people are like, what did they use there? And I try to help with kind of guessing sometimes, but also firmly identifying, other things. So, yeah, I hope folks find it helpful. And even if they don't, I'm going to be doing this anyway because it's my passion, so I have fun with it anyway. So, but yeah, so next week, the demo thing coming up. We also have some work to do on the Easter spring plot. I'll be crafting some things for that. We'll probably do some more of the forest. We might implement like the orchard and a few other things that some of the viewers have been suggesting. I've got my notes somewhere around here. I've got like too many notes really. Let's see. We may come back onto the PTR if I can find a few more homes that we might want to look at. I did some hunting a little bit more this morning, and there really was it was the same names coming up. This is one of those issues with the random finder. It just gets stuck on like a loop. But yeah, in the meantime, you guys have a great weekend. Good luck with your own projects, and hope to see you later. Bye-bye.